Right. Well, hello, everybody. I'm so excited for today. My name is Natasha Moore, and I am the Customer Experience and Loyalty Manager here at Lovely Skin. And I have the privilege as part of my job of doing some of these webinars and some Instagram lives where we get to interact with you and some experts. And today we really do have a treat. I don't know if some of you have maybe joined us for a SkinCeuticals Masterclass before. Some of you may be totally new. Either way, we are going to have some wonderful nuggets of information for you. And because we have with us Gretchen Wobensmith, and she is wonderful and has 25 years of experience as an esthetician, both as an esthetician and massage therapist. So she's got body from head to toe covered. And she has also been training with really global brands on education and skin health for over 17 years. So she really is bringing to us just this huge wealth of information. So we're super excited to be able to pick her brain today. So I want to get us started here really quickly, but just a couple of things beforehand. For those of you who maybe have never joined a chat or are new to our chats, everyone is on mute except Gretchen and I for right now, just because it helps keep the noise down, but we really do want to hear from you. So strongly encourage you to use the chat function at the bottom of your screen. If you have something you want to say, you can talk to some of our moderators. We have people both from the SkinCeuticals side as well as the Lovely Skin side to answer any questions that you might have. And we also have this really great little widget at the bottom that you can add your questions. It's a Q&A question widget. If you pull your little mouse down, or do people even use mice anymore on their computers? I don't know. But if you pull your arrow down, you can see that Q&A widget on your screen, and you can type questions there. And we will have a presentation today that Gretchen's just going to take us to this like 301 kind of class. So it's going to be a master class, but we're going to have time for about 15 minutes or so of questions at the end. A lot of you were very generous and sent us some questions ahead of time. So we'll be infusing those into the conversation as well. So we should be able to cover most everything, because like I said, we've got an encyclopedia here that we're going to be digging through. So I also want to let you know that this session is being recorded, so you are able to ask your questions anonymously too if you don't want your name shared out. And then we'll have a recording available for everyone to see about 24 to 48 hours after this wraps. So very excited to have everyone here today, and I'm excited to introduce Gretchen, and I'm going to turn things over to you because I know you've got a ton of info.
Oh gosh. Well, thank you so much, Natasha, for that incredible opening and that welcome. And welcome to everybody who is joining us today. I'd love to see in the chat where y'all are hailing in from. I'm over here in New York City on the Upper West Side. Beautiful day out here. So I'd love to see where some of you individuals, we got Lake Worth Beach. I think that's Florida, maybe, or Texas, Ireland.
Nice.
Yes. Virgin Island, Augusta, Georgia. We got some Georgia, Scottsdale. Fantastic. Alabama, Stamford, Connecticut, right up the way. We've got, oh, I love this. I love seeing everybody just logging in from all over the land and joining us today in this incredible little time that we have together to share some information about SkinCeuticals. So first and foremost, I want to welcome you because this is exciting. For a company, this is SkinCeuticals Serum Week, and we are a serum-based company, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the why in just a moment. But before we get started, we're going to do a lunchtime poll, and that's for you people who have seen the movie Heathers out there. I just quoted a quote from the movie Heathers. A lunchtime poll. The poll is who currently uses SkinCeuticals? I'm going to take the poll because I do. Great. So who's currently using SkinCeuticals products? We've got some fans here. I love it. I love it. So SkinCeuticals, what is it about SkinCeuticals? We've got 73% of you using SkinCeuticals. We've got some raving fans, and I love that you're here just to learn a little bit more about this incredible brand that you are using on your skin and you are investing in your skin with. So when you look at SkinCeuticals, there's so many different skincare brands out there that you can choose from. So what is it that makes SkinCeuticals so very different and so very special as a skincare brand? So where there's a lot of incredible medical brands out there that were started by dermatologists, and these dermatologists are working in their practices and they see patients like ourselves asking questions about their skin, and they want to answer that or they want to fill a solution with that. So they create incredible skincare lines. Well, our brand was created by a dermatologist. His name was Dr. Sheldon Pinnell. And Dr. Sheldon Pinnell was just a little bit different. Not only was he a dermatologist, but he was a Duke University professor. So he was training future dermatologists how to diagnose diseases and disorders. And one of the things that Dr. Sheldon Pinnell had focused on his research in academia was collagen. Now, collagen is this beautiful support system that we have in our skin. It gives us strength, it gives us support, and when we age, it starts to break down. I know that you can maybe look at a picture of yourself when you were in your 20s and you were like, man, I was chubby. No, it was probably collagen that you had. So collagen naturally breaks down, it naturally degrades. But when we talk about collagen and we talk about SkinCeuticals, basically Dr. Sheldon Pinnell had always known that vitamin C is integral for the production of collagen and the production of that support system within our skin. But the thing is as human beings, we don't actually synthesize or create vitamin C. We have to obtain it from an outside source. So when Dr. Sheldon Pinnell was thinking about how do you get vitamin C into the skin, he started doing some research and development and found the only way you can get vitamin C to be active in the skin is to have it at pure L-ascorbic acid at a high concentration and formulation wise on the acidic side. So that way he found that if you use a synergy of antioxidants, they actually can have some type of effect or some type of benefit within the skin. And so that's what created our first serum, which was a vitamin C serum known as Serum 10. We then had Serum 15 and also Serum 20. So those were our first generation of SkinCeuticals serums. So what I want to ask you is when you look at, we have vitamin C's, we have corrective products, we're going to do another poll. So this is going to help me to understand a little bit more about what you're using out there. So the next poll is how many products do you currently use in your daily skincare routine? I am going to go with 6 to 8. Okay, 6 to 8. I do. And we're going to look at the reason why and what brings us to Serum Week. So when we look at SkinCeuticals and we look at these little bottles that we have here, we use serums. And everybody always asks, so the average is 4 to 6. That sounds about right. 4 to 6 of our products. Fantastic. Or in your daily skincare regimen or your daily skincare routine. So people always ask, why serums? Why does SkinCeuticals use serums? It goes back to Dr. Sheldon Pinnell's original studies. What he wanted is to make sure that if you're going to use a product on your skin, and you're going to invest in a product for your skin and for the health of your skin, it had better do what it say it's going to do, and it had better be active. And when you place products or ingredients into a serum formulation, you get high concentration of these active ingredients, and you have something called bioactivity. So bioactivity means that that ingredient along with that formulation is going to do exactly what it says it's going to do. So it's no marketing hype, there is no snake oil, there's no miracle cures or hope in a jar. Its main focus is to protect the health and integrity of the skin. And that's why we're in a serum-based formulation. And the biggest question that comes up about our serums is how do you use them? So it's a good idea to understand that with serums, and we're going to talk about this in just a moment, your antioxidants always go onto your skin first. And then you're going to layer in order of viscosity or order of thickness to your skin. So for instance, my skincare regimen in the morning is I cleanse my skin, I utilize my CE ferulic, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Then I'm really concerned with the signs of aging. I'm fighting it tooth and nail, have the gloves off, earrings out, ready to fight aging. So I use HA Intensifier specifically all over, but I focus around my eyes and the areas where I see some of those fine lines. I may even have some neuromodulators and a little bit of dermal fillers that I hope to utilize to really protect that investment. And that's a thicker viscosity than something like CE ferulic. And then I like to top it off because I can't have too much hydration with Hydrating B5 Gel. And you'll see that Hydrating B5 Gel has a little thicker of a viscosity, so it's gonna sit beautifully on top of the HA Intensifier and the CE ferulic. And then lastly, I lock it all in with Triple Lipid Restore 242 because that's going to be my sealing cream, my moisturizer, and I always look at moisturizers as being like a lid on a boiling pot of water. And then of course, my sunscreen. So you can see, but going by viscosities or textures, that's how we do the layering type of technique when it comes to SkinCeuticals products. So now that we understand a little bit more about the layering, we're gonna ask another lunchtime poll. Who uses antioxidants? Let's see which ones that you're using. So is it CE ferulic, which we're going to talk about in just a moment? Floritin CF is your jam, or I'm not quite sure. I don't know where to start just yet. I just saw that I can't vote, but I'm voting anyway. I'm clicking on it just to see. So when we look at our antioxidants, what is the importance of antioxidants? CE ferulic, there it is. We kind of knew that that's exactly what you were going to say is your favorite is CE ferulic. So first and foremost, why? And one of the questions that was asked beforehand is, what's some of the most important products that you should use on your skin? If you could just use one product. We always start with an antioxidant and a sunscreen. Antioxidants and sunscreens are going to be the gold standard of what you're going to be able to do, not only to prevent aging, but also to help to correct the signs of aging and really repair the health and integrity of your skin. So when we're looking at what is the right one for us, we have to think about our skin type and some of the conditions that we're trying to treat. So let's start with everybody's favorite, the gold standard, the number one antioxidant, vitamin C in the marketplace, which is going to be CE ferulic. And I got some bright lights up here. I'm doing a little hovering. Sherry's probably like, Gretchen, move it closer, move it around. So CE ferulic, there we go. CE ferulic. Now, what is CE ferulic? Well, CE ferulic is that 15% L-ascorbic acid with that 0.5% ferulic acid and that 1% alpha tocopherol or vitamin E. So who this is great for are humans like myself. Me. I'm 47 years old. I've got some drier type of skin, a little bit of sensitivity every now and again, and I'm looking to really inhibit that aging process within my skin. So CE ferulic, the way to remember that one is collagen and elastin. That's what's breaking down, and that's what I'm trying to fix. And when I utilize this product, I'm going to cleanse my skin. I'm going to take 4 to 6 drops. And then I can press it into my skin. And yes, you can definitely put it on the chin, the neck, and the décolleté, also known as the chest. The great thing about once you have that on your skin, it absorbs, it can't be washed off, and you are good to go. And that's going to be not only your preventative type of product, but it's also going to have somewhat corrective properties to really help to brighten your skin. So CE ferulic, again, think about that. If you're a little bit on the dry side, that vitamin E is going to nourish your skin. You're really concerned with the signs of aging, CE ferulic is going to help, and it's also going to give you just a little bit more general brightness. Now, we all are concerned about aging, but maybe it's not just aging that you're concerned with, but you're also really looking to treat discoloration, within the skin. So discoloration is some of those spots that you see on your skin. Sometimes they're on the forehead, on the sides of the face. I've got some that I was clearing over here from my driving side. Also some on my arm from when I'm out the window. So Floritin CF, and for some reason I don't have it sitting right here, but it is in the same type of bottle. Floritin CF is going to be the perfect preventative antioxidant vitamin C serum for your skin. This one has Floritin, and Floritin really helps to target the challenges that create some of that discoloration in the skin. They help to knock it and knock it down in its track, so it doesn't kind of perpetuate into more of a visible type of aspect that you're seeing with kind of a lot more spots or a lot more discoloration in the skin. So take the P for Floritin and think discoloration comes from the pigment in our skin. So Floritin CF is going to be the perfect product for you if discoloration is a real concern of yours, and you would use it the same way. And remember that vitamin C should be used during the day. So think about vitamin C, you drink your orange juice in the morning. So again, CE ferulic if you're for more dry, aging, changing type of skin, think Floritin if discoloration is one of your bigger concerns, along with the aging process. Now, we don't just stop there because we are ever evolving and ever innovating. And someone had asked in the questions before, do your new products, your vitamin C serums go through the same rigor and the same research that your CE ferulic did? And it absolutely does. We, when it comes to research and development and safety testing and efficacy, we are very, 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 very strict on how we test it, and everything is tested absolutely the same way. We test on final formulation and we test on human beings, on human skin. We do not test on animals, okay? So just let you know, unless you consider me or you consider some of our test subjects that come into our labs animals. We test on human skin and we give you real-time results. So yes, all the same rigor goes into all of our products that we test for efficacy, safety, and the formulation guidelines. So again, when we're talking about a different type of skin and something that we just launched not too long ago, we have a brand new antioxidant for those individuals out there who suffer from more of that problematic skin or skin that tends to break out or have acne. So I'm so happy to talk to you and show you Silymarin CF. And I got some bright lights, but there we go. Silymarin CF is a beautiful synergy of antioxidants that really targets more of the oily, acne-prone skin. So not only do we use Silymarin, and Silymarin comes from the milk thistle plant, and the milk thistle plant is really great at not only some detoxification, but also really helps to prevent against oil oxidation within your skin. And oil oxidation is basically when you have excess oil on your skin and you go out into the sun, your skin can break down a little bit faster. Think about it, it's like oil. If we eat raw oils sometimes, you know, we take some grapeseed oil in a teaspoon, it's perfect for your body. You get all the antioxidant capabilities. But if you heat up that grapeseed oil, it kind of changes the structure and it oxidizes. That's why, unfortunately, fried food is not that great for us. So it's the same type of thing for our skin. So Silymarin CF has that Silymarin that's really going to help to prevent against that oil oxidation that can actually rapidly break down your skin. But we also added in our L-ascorbic acid, ferulic acid, as well as a 0.5% salicylic acid. And that salicylic acid, as you know, is the gold standard beta hydroxy acid that really can help to just target some of those challenges that happen when you have more of that oily, acne-prone, problematic skin. So the way to remember Silymarin CF, Floritin, and CE ferulic is think again, CE ferulic, dry, aging, changing skin, just like me. Think of Floritin if you have a little bit more discoloration to your skin as well as aging. And think of S for Silymarin as standing for sebum. If you have more of an issue with problematic or more acne-prone skin. And I do see Jean Marie just asked a question, how long do you wait? When it comes to the vitamin C's, you can press them into your skin and then you can apply your other products right away. There really is no downtime. There's no waiting period. The only thing is Medicill Renewal B3. You might want to wait a couple minutes before you apply your sunscreen, just to let it set on the skin, but then it'll go onto your skin quite beautifully. Now, a couple things that always come up about our antioxidants, and I just want to say it right now, is first and foremost, you don't need to put our products into a refrigerator. I know a lot of people out there think about refrigeration, these little refrigerators for your bathroom. I'd probably keep a little thing of wine in mine, those little, those little Prosecco bottles if I had that in my bathroom, but that's just me. There's no need. I mean, if you wanted to put Phytocorrective mask, which is an incredible mask that we have at SkinCeuticals, in the refrigerator prior to using it, say you've had a chemical peel, you had laser resurfacing, you had IPL done, maybe you were out in the sun a little too long and fell asleep because you were just taking that time for yourself and you got a little red, that's going to help to bring down that redness and irritation. But no need to put our antioxidants or any of our products into a refrigerator. The other thing to know is, yes, our products have a very unique aroma, and especially our antioxidants. And there's a reason for that. These are vitamins, and we don't put any artificial fragrances or essential oils into these blends because we don't want to ruin the efficacy of the product. Okay, so a lot of times people put aromas like perfumes and essential oils into a product to cover up a smell, but we don't want to mess with the formulation. We want efficacy, and we're really not about taking an aroma sensory journey. We're really focusing on the health and integrity of your skin. So no worries if you have that type of aroma, that's quite normal. And it's also normal to notice that our products, especially the antioxidants, the color can change. But what we don't want you to do with the color change is that's normal. That's a normal process that takes place with the products. And the vitamin C is just as effective as it is the first day until 6 months. So the color change is quite normal if it goes from a light straw color to a dark amber type of color. So no worries on the efficacy of that product. It's 100% safe and effective. And the vitamin C is just as good from day one as it is that 6 months later. So now that we understand a little bit more about antioxidants, now I'm going to ask the next poll. Okay, so the next poll is, what do you need help with? Is it fine lines? Is it acne? Is it discoloration? Is it dryness? Or is it all of the above? Let's take a look, because that's going to lead us into some more serums and some more corrective products. Okay, discoloration is a huge one. Fine lines, okay, discoloration is one, dryness, all of the above. All right, so let's get started with fine lines and wrinkles, okay? Because fine lines and wrinkles is basically what we're all looking at. We see them around our eyes, we see them on the sides of our face as well. So when we have fine lines and wrinkles, they can come to, that's okay, Kathy, no worries. We got your answer there. So fine lines and wrinkles can come from a couple things. Now, if you push on the surface of your skin and it looks a little bit like onion skin, that's dehydration. And that usually comes because, especially with aging, because cell renewal slows down. And when cell renewal slows down, the movement of moisture to the surface of our skin also slows down. So those are just more of those superficial fine lines and wrinkles. Or fine lines, excuse me. Wrinkles happen a little bit more, maybe around the muscles, maybe a little deeper on the sides of the face. And that's usually because collagen and elastin are breaking down. So of course that we know our antioxidants are going to help to prevent against that happening. But what do we do to correct some of those superficial aspects that we are seeing within the skin? So if deeper lines, if you're saying like you're looking and you try not to smile because you don't want to see the lines, you try not to move in my forehead here and you don't want to see those, how do we help to kind of rebuild that foundation and build it up and make it strong and give us that support that we're looking at? So that would be something like HA Intensifier. HA Intensifier is, I think of it like Spanx. for the skin, or sometimes I call this confidence in a bottle. AJ Intensifier is going to work with your skin naturally to really help to amplify your skin's own natural hyaluronic acid components to it. We know that collagen and elastin breaks down, but hyaluronic acid surrounds all of those proteins and gives it movement and hydration. So when we use something like AJ Intensifier, it's really going to help to assist the skin's amplification of hyaluronic acid, building up that support system within our skin. Also, if you're out there getting dermal fillers, which are a great way to really enhance the look of your skin and really help to slow down some of the appearance of aging, AJ Intensifier is really going to help to complement that procedure as well as really protect that investment. Because when you look at AJ Intensifier, it has that purple rice extract, and that purple rice extract is going to help to really prevent kind of that breakdown that you're seeing and just amplify again the skin's production. The great thing about AJ Intensifier is that you can use it around your lips, and we also did clinical studies that you can use it around your eye area, which is my favorite. My favorite combination is actually AJ Intensifier with some AGEI complex on top of that. So if the foundation of your skin and that deeper wrinkle is a challenge to you, then AJ Intensifier is going to be the perfect product for you. But maybe you have more of those fine lines when you push that tissue together, you push your skin together, and it looks like that onion skin. Well, that's going to be Hydrating B5 Gel. There we go. There's the money shot. So Hydrating B5 Gel works more on the surface of your skin. And what it does is Hydrating B5 Gel is hyaluronic acid. And when hyaluronic acid sits on your skin, it starts attracting moisture from the air and locking it into the surface. And that way you get a nice hydrated effect to your skin, and that helps with the moisturization process. Now, somebody had asked before, do you have to have damp skin in order to use AJ Intensifier or Hydrating B5 Gel? You can have a little bit of moisture on your skin. That's fine. That's why some of you sometimes use a toner before you use CE ferulic. And then you can use one of your hydrating products after that. So again, Hydrating B5 Gel is going to be a little bit more for that dehydration that you're seeing in the skin. So you could use one or the other, or you could just go like full into it like I do, and I use both. And a lot of the reason why I use both is most of my life is about travel. I spend a lot of time on airplanes. So when you spend a lot of time on airplanes, you tend to get dehydrated. So I like to amplify it that way. And then I lock it all in with a moisturizer as well. So again, like when you look at AJ Intensifier, think about it for more of those wrinkles, more of that loss of volume to your skin. And if you're more superficial dehydration, here's your Hydrating B5 Gel. And for you oily skin individuals, Hydrating B5 Gel is an oil-free hyaluronic acid along with provitamin B5 that's really going to give you that hydration if you don't want to feel a heavy weight of a product on your skin. Okay, so that's for fine lines and aging, but I know a lot of you are really plagued with discoloration. And so for discoloration, first and foremost, discoloration, I need you to know once you start treating it, you're in it to win it. You can't kind of go in and out of treating discoloration, because what you want to do is you want to stop the action that's creating this discoloration within your skin. So once you start treating that, then you're going to start to see your skin brighten. And just know it takes a while. It's as a licensed esthetician of 25 years, and I have some of my coworkers on here can say, discoloration can be a nemesis to us because it is so tricky a lot of times, and people give up so very, very quickly when it comes to treating it. So first and foremost, your Phloretin CF gel or your Phloretin CF serum are going to be your perfect preventative products for discoloration, and they also have that corrective type of capability at the same time. So we also have different serums that really target some of those chemical reactions that take place when we see discoloration on our skin. So the first one is something called Phytoplus, and Phytoplus, there we go, I'm like hovering, it's the labels and the light. So I'll turn it around because you can see Phytoplus is green. And Phytoplus, what that is a blend of kojic acid and arbutin. And it also has some amazing cucumber and some mulberry extracts. And all of those botanicals really help to work on more of that superficial type of discoloration. Maybe your discoloration is very, very light. Maybe it's new. Maybe you're prone to discoloration and you want to inhibit it before it happens. Phytoplus is going to be a great synergy of ingredients that can help to treat the discoloration in your skin. So really think about it if you want that overall brightness, or you're prone to discoloration, or maybe you like more of a botanical based product. That's going to be your Phytoplus. So think about it for more general brightness and really, really kind of superficial discoloration. Now, if you have more stubborn, persistent discoloration, like post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, or deeper types of discoloration within the skin, then I'm going to recommend Discoloration Defense. And Discoloration Defense is a really potent blend of ingredients that is designed for that more persistent type of discoloration that we're seeing within our skin. And so what Discoloration Defense has is some tranexamic acid, some kojic acid, some hepis, and some niacinamide. And all these different ingredients start to kind of target some of those reactions that take place within the skin when we see that more persistent discoloration. Okay, so again, the difference between Phytoplus and Discoloration Defense: Phytoplus would be someone a little bit like myself. I don't have a lot of discoloration. I have just a little bit, and I'm trying to prevent the future. So I use Phytoplus. Now, my one friend, she has a little bit more stubborn discoloration within her skin, a little bit more active on the side of her face where she drives. She's from California. She uses the Discoloration Defense. And again, what you're going to do is you're going to use your preventative products, either your Floritin CF during the day, or your resveratrol at night, which resveratrol is your nighttime antioxidant, and then layer your discoloration on top. And again, don't get frustrated if it doesn't go away quickly. Discoloration can come from so many sources, whether it's pregnancy, with hormones, right? Whether it be from sun, whether it be from trauma. Those types of discoloration can be super, super persistent, and some of them actually need some assistance from a practitioner in a medical center, either with an IPL or different types of lasers or even chemical peels. So there's a really good combination. If you have more of that persistent type discoloration, speak to your dermatologist, speak to your medical esthetician on how you can start treating it. But it's super important to add in home care products to really maintain the results of those procedures, because it's kind of like working out. You come to us, we're like your personal trainer. We're gonna work you, we're gonna make you sweat, but the responsibility is for you at home. You can't just, leave your personal trainer and go to In-N-Out Burger and have a double with some French fries, even though that sounds quite delicious right now. Not what we want you to do. So it's the same type of thing. If you're treating discoloration, it's a multi-step process. It's going to take quite a bit of time, and it's really important to start to work with a medical practitioner if you have that more persistent and more stubborn discoloration. So Phytoplus for people like myself for general brightening, but again, if it's more targeted type, Discoloration Defense is going to be the winner for you. All right, lastly, we're going to talk about acne and breakouts. And acne and breakouts, it's like one of those things. I used to have patients of mine, clients of mine come in like, I had acne as a teenager and now I'm going through menopause and I have acne again. It is quite common. Acne can be very problematic. We've seen a little bit more acne in the past year, especially with people wearing masks. And, I did a great Instagram live with Dr. Schlesinger, and he talked about about maskne and how you can treat maskne. And he had some really incredible tips that he gave when wearing masks and how to kind of keep some of those breakouts at bay. But acne and oily prone skin can really happen to anybody. So when you're trying to, treating that type of skin, you definitely want to use Silomer and CF. You want to prevent that oxidation within the skin. And you also want to kind of bring down some of that redness and irritation and prevent the signs of aging. But what do you do for the active breakouts? Well, one of the key things to treating acne prone skin is exfoliation. And because, exfoliation is important for all of our skin to increase the cell turnover. But when it comes to acne prone skin, there's just a little bit more of a buildup of dead skin cells in the skin, and it gets into the pores and it clogs those pores as well. So one of the best things that when we're looking at acne prone skin is to use something called blemish and age defense. Blemish and age defense is really a blend of 5 hydroxy acids that target all of the different contributing factors when we see breakouts of skin. And that's usually excess skin cells, a buildup of oil, and that bacteria that's literally like having a party in your skin. So blemish and age defense is really that salicylic acid, that dioic acid, and that LHA, lipohydroxy acid, that target all of those key conditions that you're seeing that give way to breakouts to the skin. Now, you'll notice the blemish and age and the Silomer and CF, when you get them, they come with this little top here and the dropper on the side. It's important when you travel to separate those, to keep them separated. In your cabinet at home is fine, but when you travel with them, you don't want to keep this dropper in there because the salicylic acid can get up into the plastic and it can make it kind of hard. And that's just because salicylic acid, the way that it functions, it goes into the pore that way. Okay, so those are going to be some great things. Now, if you're a little bit more on the sensitive side, or maybe hydroxy acids aren't your thing for exfoliation, you could use the retexturing activator. Retexturing activator is great for oily skin, it's great for acne prone skin, and it's great for sensitive skin. So if you want to stay away from hydroxy acids and use a different type of exfoliation system and one that has hydration, retexturing activator is going to be the one for you. This has some HEPAS that has more of an enzymatic type of action on the skin. It's a little bit better for that more sensitive type of skin, and it can help with exfoliation process. So again, we have all of these various types of options. And if you do have acne prone skin, the great thing that you can also do is a little DIY at home. You could take your clarifying clay mask, which is another incredible SkinCeuticals product, and you can mix in either 3 to 5 drops of the blemish and age defense, and that's going to kick it up a notch and heighten the effects of that mask. Or you could also put in retexturing activator if you're more on the sensitive side, and that's going to help with some gentle exfoliation, and that clay is going to bring out some of the excess oils that are in your skin as well. Okay, so we have gone through quite a bit of information, and just know that Serum Week is running full force, not only with SkinCeuticals, but also with Lovely Skin. And at Lovely Skin, there's some really incredible bundles that you can put together. We have a great brightening vitamin C bundle, and it has vitamin C and hyaluronic acid. So it has that fluoretin and that hydrating B5 gel that I spoke about. There is another one for vitamin C for face and eye, which is the CE ferulic and the AOX eye gel, which is kind of like fluoretin, but designed for the eye area. We don't recommend that you utilize our vitamin C's around the eyes. If it's an eye product, use an eye product around the eye. We don't recommend taking your fluoretin or your CE ferulic up around your eye area. And then lastly, if you have your day and night, you could use your antioxidant CE ferulic, and then yes, vitamin C is only for the morning. Vitamin C, think of orange juice. You drink your orange juice in the morning. If you want a really good antioxidant for the nighttime, it would be resveratrol BE. Resveratrol BE is a potent blend of resveratrol, and resveratrol is a really super type of what we call polyphenol or antioxidant that works better at night because it's kind of sensitive to light. It originally came from the skin of grapes. So you wine drinkers out there saying how healthy we are, you are, it's because of the resveratrol that's in that. We use a different source of resveratrol, but still has that great antioxidant capabilities. It also has some bicolin and some vitamin E. So that way you're really treating your skin 24/7 around the clock so you can get that difference within your skin. So the way to remember it is you drink your orange juice during the day and you drink your wine at night. And that's the best way to remember those. So again, at lovelyskin.com, they have these great bundles. If you're really looking to target these concerns that we spoke about, they've made it super easy for you to put together in a bundle that you can utilize and purchase yourself. So I know that's a lot of information from me, and my doorbell was ringing. Today has been a crazy day. I don't even know anybody in my building. So sorry about that before, but I'd love to answer some of the questions. So Natasha's going to jump back up on here and let's answer some of those questions that people have.
Absolutely. First of all, such great information, Gretchen. I know you said it was a lot and it really was, but wow. I mean, you touched on so many things. It was awesome. So there are a couple of things that if everyone doesn't mind, I'm going to have you repeat just a couple of those highlights that a lot of people had questions on. And then
Sure.
there are a couple of specific questions that might be interesting for folks to hear too. So one of the ones I want to go back to is you started with a regimen around C ferulic, HA intensifier, and then the B gel, the hydrating B5 gel. Can you just talk just really briefly about that regimen and specify? I think I got the order right, but if I messed it up, let me know.
You did. No, absolutely. So yeah, so I mean that's my regimen basically right there. So I use CE Ferul because again, I'm fighting the signs of aging. I want that preventative care. So in the morning, I'm going to take 3 to 5 or 4 to 6 drops, press it in my face, neck, and don't forget the décolleté. Don't forget that chest. She breaks down too. Then because HA intensifier is more for the volume of my skin and more of those deeper wrinkles that I'm seeing, I use that product. And when you touch it, you notice it has a lighter viscosity and it's going to go right under your skin and absorb rather rapidly. And then I use hydrating B5 gel on top, which has a much thicker texture or viscosity to it on top to give me a little bit extra hydration to my skin. And then that way I get the plumpness from the HA intensifier, and then I can treat some of that superficial dehydration that appears like fine lines on my skin.
Okay, that totally makes sense. It also sort of leads me into several people ask questions, and Terry A was one most recently who did that was asking about rosacea and redness prone skin. You know, that little pinky tint that we're trying to get rid of. Can you speak to that a little bit?
So when it comes to rosacea, rosacea is a disorder to the skin. So we really do recommend if you have true rosacea, been diagnosed with rosacea, that you work with your dermatologist on how to treat that, because a lot of times they're going to put you on some medication. Now, when it comes to treating redness and irritation that's associated with sensitive skin, Serum 10 would probably be one of the best antioxidants for you to utilize. It's our first generation of antioxidants, and it really is the best for more of that sensitized type of skin. I would then recommend another serum that we have, which somebody actually brought up, maybe Phytocorrective Gel. Phytocorrective Gel is a little bit different than Phytoplus, whereas Phytoplus is really just targeting discoloration, where Phytocorrective Gel has that hyaluronic acid in it that we spoke about, as well as some of those calming, soothing ingredients at the same time. And then a product that's not on here, but that I do love to talk about is something called Redness Neutralizer. It's more of a cream serum that you can use for your skin, and that really helps to calm and bring down some of the bite that's associated with sensitized type of skin.
Nice. Okay, so that sounds like it would be good for sensitive skin. Um, okay, I'm going to take this like way back to the beginning, and because we have learned about a lot of serums. That's one of the great things about SkinCeuticals is it's basically like serum based for every sort of stage of the game. But can we really go back to those core CE versus Floritin versus, or not Floritin, but yeah, Floritin and Silymarin? Can we
Sure.
talk about that?
Yeah, so we basically all of our vitamin C's have vitamin C is the staple in these ingredients. But when we look at our antioxidants are also now going to have some corrective capabilities, not just preventative, but corrective as well. So that way you can really treat your skin uniquely, because your skin is super unique. So again, CE ferulic is better for people who are just really concerned with overall aging, general brightness to our skin. Really, discoloration isn't our chief thing that we're treating. And a little bit on the drier side. And think about the vitamin E. Vitamin E is an oil soluble type of vitamin. So that's going to be perfect for that drier type of skin, because drier skin is lacking oil for the most part. So think about if you're a little bit on the drier side, a little bit, want brightness to your skin and you're fighting aging, CE ferulic is the perfect antioxidant for you. But say it's not just aging, maybe you have some of that marked discoloration. Maybe it's from post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Maybe it is from just general discoloration from the sun as well. Fluoretin is going to not only help with the aging, but really target some of those challenges that take place when we start to see discoloration come to the surface of our skin. And then lastly, silymarin. Silymarin just really best for people who are acne prone or oily skin, because it doesn't have the vitamin E, which is more of that oil soluble type of product, but it does have that silymarin that's really going to help to prevent against that oil oxidation that can rapidly break down the skin. Plus, it has just a little touch of salicylic acid in it to target some of those unique needs that people have in the pores that are, I always think that like that bacteria is just having a party in that follicle. And so we're trying to stop that party. And that's what salicylic acid is going to do.
It's such a gross concept, but it's really true. So you're right. Okay, so a lot of people have questions about, so I'm 45, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm 45, my skin is changing," and of course it is. But is your physical age really the same as your skin age? Because when people start saying, "I'm 20, what should I be using?" I think there are bigger factors. Can you talk to those a little bit?
Absolutely. That's a great point that you bring up. So age really does not have that much, of an effect on, like, it's what you're seeing on the skin. Like when you look at the aging process, basically 20%, like it's 10% is genetic aging. So it has to do with our DNA, and 90% is environmental, what we've done. Okay. So basically, I'm 47 years old. And so my skin, though, I've been taking care of it since I was 10 years old, but just in the skincare industry at 10. So basically, I have different skin than, say, and she's not on here, so I can say, like, my best friend who's never done anything to her skin, and she's starting to see more discoloration. She's starting to see more challenges and more fine lines and wrinkles. So your age really doesn't have much to do with it. It is your time in the sun. It is unfortunately cigarette smoking. It's maybe all those keg stands you did in college. It's maybe all those late nights in Vegas. Unfortunately, the skin is an excellent record keeper, and it knows all of these aspects that we've done. And so they can catch up with you. So when we don't, like, even when I don't look at age at all, like I don't ask people their ages. It's more about what are your concerns and what are your goals with your skin. And that's the most important, because there are going to be some genetic intrinsic aging aspects. We all are going to break down, but what's the rate of which we're going to break down, and what's the rate of which that we're going to age our skin? And that has nothing to do with the year you were born, or like how old you are now. It's really the damage that's been done, unfortunately. But the good thing,
Done it to myself.
the good thing is that the good thing is that we can control a lot of the aging process within our skin. We can control a lot of what it is that we do. So no smoking your cigarettes out in the sun while drinking the Truly, and doing keg stands. I don't know. I just threw keg stands in there, but yes.
Okay, that sounds great. I'm curious. So there are some targeted treatments that are in the serums, and one that we didn't talk a lot about we had a couple of questions about is the Medicill Renewal B3.
Yeah. So Medicill Renewal B3, it's one of, I don't want to, I always say it's my favorite product. Like I always say that's my favorite song. Medicill Renewal B3 is really kind of an interesting emulsion that we have. Whereas Medicill Renewal B3 does have corrective capabilities because it has niacinamide in it. And again, niacinamide is key in treating discoloration and getting a brightness to your skin. Because again, it's going to look at some of the chemical processes that take place when we see discoloration and nip it in the bud. But it also has a great type of aspect of hydration to the skin. So it's a really nice lightweight emulsion. So you can use it to correct the signs of aging or the signs of discoloration, or correct it with the signs of aging, because it also has a peptide complex that's going to help to rebuild some of that collagen and elastin within your skin, because we want to work with the skin and help the skin kind of rebuild itself in a sense. So Medicill Renewal B3 is going to be perfect. Sherry, I see her, she's one of her favorite products. I always see when she pops up. Medicill Renewal B3 is going to be perfect if you're treating discoloration. If you are oily or acne prone, you'll like it because it's such a lightweight emulsion. It's like a feather light emulsion to the skin. And men tend to really love Medicill Renewal B3 because it has that brightness capability, it has that hydration, and you're not feeling a heavy weight of a product on your skin.
I love it.
I love it too. I use that during the day. So like now I was living in California, I'm back in New York, and during the day, it's a little bit more humid here. So I found myself using the Medicill Renewal B3 during the day just to have that lightweight emulsion to my skin. And then I use my triple lipid at night because your skin gets a little drier at night.
Okay. Is there so the resveratrol, I know you mentioned that's a nighttime antioxidant. So can you just revert back to that just a little bit so we know the difference?
Yeah, sure. So basically, when you look at vitamin C and the whole way the vitamin C was thought for daytime use, and this a quote from Dr. Sheldon Pinnell, he said, "Skin is naturally built for repair, but when subjected to environmental assault, the skin has to focus on the damage done, and it doesn't allow the repair process to take place." So by incorporating a vitamin C during the day, you're going to have that product that is going to take the environmental assault so the skin can repair itself. Now, that reparative process happens 24/7, and we do a lot of the reparative process on our skin at nighttime as well, because we're not subjected to any type of environmental stressors. So the reason that resveratrol, what it's going to do is, its job is not really to fight the environment on the outside. Its job is to help your skin's own natural antioxidant capability rebuild itself, so it has a little bit more of a fighting chance to it. Okay, so that's why we use it. So our resveratrol, it's also can kind of like, it's kind of like that scavenger
Great.
type of
Sure.
product
I
where
am wondering if oh,
oh, it's kind of like a scavenger type of molecule that it's going to kind of see, did any free radicals get past, and it's going to like be like that hockey player, throw those gloves off and take that fight on. So that way you're giving your skin its own natural type of protection at nighttime in the repair process, and that vitamin C is going to be your ultimate wing girl, your ultimate wing guy or wing person during the day to fight the environmental stress. So if you're really looking to treat the signs of aging, it's good to do that 360 approach and treat it day and night.
great. I love that idea. All around the clock.
All
Um,
right.
okay, now other than, of course, you could do something like fillers or some, tightening services, RF services, like in a physician's office. But if someone has lines around their lips, are there any recommendations you might have for treating that?
Sure,
Great
absolutely.
question, Diane.
Good question, Diane. So those definitely, HA Intensifier is a beautiful product that you can use around that area. And we did do clinical studies to see that it can really help with some of those fine lines that appear in that lip area. So that's a great product. And then another one, which I don't have here, but it is over on my desk, is antioxidant lip repair. Antioxidant lip repair is actually one of Dr. Sheldon Pinnell's favorite products that he ever created, because it was the original use of silymarin that he had in his products. And it has that capability of bringing down that inflammation that's associated with the signs of aging. So you can apply that quite liberally around the lips. I do it all day. I just sit right there on the computer. That's why it's at my desk. And use that. And those together are a really great synergy of products that help to target the reasons why that's happening, to just rebuild and amplify that skin in that area.
Okay, I love it. That's great. Um, okay, so we've really talked about like layering based on your needs. I know that SkinCeuticals has targeted treatments really for each type of condition and concern. If someone were going to and say, okay, I am, sort of general aging, I don't have any major specific concerns. I feel like I know what your answer is going to be, but I'd be curious to hear if you could say, pick two products, obviously in addition to like a cleanser, et cetera, two products, which would you pick?
Oh, it would always out the gate would be an antioxidant and a sunscreen.
That's what I thought you might say.
It's like people always ask, what's the number one anti-aging product out there? Sunscreen, basically. And even Dr. Schlesinger will speak to it on that same aspect, that sunscreen is such an integral part of your skincare regimen. And the great thing about utilizing an antioxidant along with a sunscreen, and especially our antioxidants in the way that they're formulated, is that when you use an antioxidant along with one of our sunscreens, you have 8 times more protection against kind of all the aspects of UV radiation than just by using a sunscreen alone. Because our antioxidants look at something called IRA, which is infrared aging, and then ground level ozone that can also break down the skin. So again, those two would be the first things that any of us, as SkinCeuticals estheticians would recommend if you came into our treatment room. And then we'd add on some retinol at night if you were ready for a third.
There you go. We actually someone just asked about retinol, and I think that is definitely like if you're really going to go in and you're going to hit something really hard, that would be the next one after protection for sure. Great.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we have taken your time today, but man, you have used it well. So thank you for that. I know you mentioned that we do have the bundles on Lovely Skin that can treat, if there's like a dryness, discoloration and dryness set that we have, that bundle. Then we have an anti-aging, which includes dark circles for those who just asked. I feel like I maybe just saw something pop up about that. And then just the general aging day and night anti-aging set that we have as well. So those bundles, y'all, I just want to tell you there's some great pricing on that too. You can save anywhere from 35 to 50 bucks when you're putting those together on those bundles. So if anything that Gretchen said today sticks with you, picking out your antioxidant, making sure you have that at the heart of your regimen, following up with whatever is your primary concern, and covering and protecting yourself with sunscreen. You should be keeping that in mind for sure. We are, as I said, we have recorded this session so you can have Gretchen in your ear as often as you need to go back and review and listen to her tips and tricks. We'll be sending that out in about 24 to 48 hours. And we will definitely be doing this again. If I can like pre-book you, we will definitely pick your brain again here in the very near future. So we hope that you guys can join us for that as well.
Thank you so much, everybody. This is always so fun. I love partnering with Lovely Skin and doing these. I love learning from all of you too. So thank you. And Natasha, thank you so much for hosting this and having us join you.
Absolutely. So glad to do it. Oh, and I want to add that those bundles we have through the 18th. So get them while you can. They're going to be going away and you want to take advantage of those savings. So, all right. So great. I appreciate everyone joining us. And Gretchen, thank you so much for your time, as well as everyone behind the scenes that was answering questions. We have a great team. You have a great team, and it's just so fun to work together. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.